Hey everyone, time for product selection. I want to have as much fun with these products as I possibly can, and I want you to be part of the experience. And Luzelke is going to help me in determining what products or eyewear would be best ideal for a person that looks like me. However, if the frame does not suit me, it might be suiting someone else. And what would be the reasons for that person going with a particular frame that I'll be picking that's not good for me, but could work for someone else.
Yes.
You good with that?
Perfect.
Let's check this one out. All right. I picked this frame because of the colors. I felt that it's something that is out there. It's not a color that I would normally go for, but I sometimes feel like, okay, this one is a bit darker on my face, but it's exceptionally very comfortable. So what would you recommend? Do you go for this frame? Do you like this frame? This is how the frame looks like. Very comfortable. I'm double-minded about the color, but I kind of like it, but I'm not sure if it will go with me every single day.
Definitely. So I think first and foremost, you must feel comfortable in the material, how it sits, the size of the frame. And I think it's a good fit. I can see that there's enough clearance on the side. What I like about the front part being this color, it makes a nice contrast. So some skin tones don't work with white and black colors on the frame. It falls away like a more fair skin. Okay. But it really enhances the frame and it just contributes to a very nice look for me. It's more of a casual look for me, but it could be worn for various occasions. So
in cases whereby a person is going to be getting more than one pair of glass, yes. This will then be the second pair of glass, and not necessarily the first pair of glass.
What is good is that it's a very stable frame, so if you're going to use it, for instance, with the anti-fatigue lens and the patient's going to be out and about with it, but also use it at their computer, it's going to be stable on their face.
All right, let's go for something completely different, because this one stands out for me more than anything. Okay. Wow. I've not even checked myself out, but I've got a feeling I'm going to love this frame. Wow. Okay. What do you think?
I love this frame. I've intentionally.
Wow. Okay. This is something else.
Bring color to your life,
this is bringing something completely different, and I think I'm not sure if it's something that it's an everyday look.
Yes.
For someone who's in a formal environment, but we are living in times where you should just be yourself. You should be unique. You should not be limited by your look. Your look should actually be elevating you, enhancing you. And this is doing that exactly. In terms of comfort, they're both very comfortable.
Yes.
But I guess I like the diversity of, I can have options there.
Yes. It looks smaller because of the lenses itself being smaller and the temples going out only with this part. So it looks like a smaller frame. It actually looks a little bit more simplistic than the other one. What I love about the frame is that it's got that biacetate thing where it's two frames clipped into each other.
Wow.
It's a very unique way of combining the two colors into one frame, and it brings so many dimensions.
You know, there has been this trend where people want to go for that transparent look, right? The blue
crystal has been
100%. The blue component of it elevated.
Exactly.
It just takes it to a crystals in the market. Exactly, and sometimes when it started, it was great. Now it's sort of like everyone does it. But what this does is that it elevates that completely to a whole different dimension.
The product is in a different category just because of not being the same old crystal you see every day.
Wow, this is an option. So I'll definitely, if I had to come to an optometry practice and want two different frames that would be unique, different, this is what I would get. And all of a sudden, we move the conversation then from buy this, get this at a discounted rate. All of a sudden is you deserve this. You need this.
Yeah.
This is the value that you're going to be getting from this, and this is how you use it.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is the different purpose. This is how you're going to be experiencing this. This is what you use this for, and both of them are going to give you this value.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, patients are moving now from I've got a main pair and a spare pair. It's now two main pairs. Exactly. You're no longer giving a person this or that. You are giving a person solution for this, solution for this.
People are spending so much money on their clothes and their whole attire to get a message across. So why neglect yourself in terms of options in eyewear?
I love that. I love that. Guys, that's product selection. It has to be intentional. Don't just go about letting a patient choose a frame and you let them go. And all you focus on is having a person buy two pairs of glasses. we need to be so intentional about how we are approaching our patients with regards managing them. Because yes, they come for their eye examination every 2 years, right? But that doesn't mean that they should be buying products every 2 years. You've got customers or patients who have been with you for a very, very long time, that you should get to a point in your business where you can get to that person and call them after 6 months to say, hey, you know what, last time you bought products and this is why you bought those products. 6 months later, here are 2 products that you can, that we're recommending for you. And this is what would be specific for you. And this is the value that you will experience for them. And I'll give you a practical example for that. Here's another product that I'm picking up, right? Check this out. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely different dimension, different level altogether compared to the first 2. It's just that when you are in practice, you would highly recommend these as the best options available at the time for that particular individual. 6 months later, you give them a call and you are recommending this. All of a sudden, this is not either or. You are now taking the current wearing experience to another level altogether. What do you think about this?
That frame is just one of my favorites. It's different, but so subtle in its
wow.
Yeah, just the way it brings in the color of the metal. It stands out from the crowd, but it's easy to wear. I can see that it fits you comfortably. Your pupils is in the center. In terms of your lens, it won't distort the lens. It will be correct for the purpose of the optical lens. Would
I be wearing it formally or casually or a bit of both?
I definitely think this is something you can utilize in both categories. Depending on I think it's just going to flow with your outfit that day and the type of situation you're in. I have a very unique frame and I've got a more toned down frame like here. And sometimes I prefer the one and sometimes I prefer the other. But sometimes I use the toned down one in meetings where I thought I would need the other one, but it's so interchangeable. And I think, just having something that you totally see yourself with in every day or on a specific occasion is important for selection.
What I like about this is that the difference in color.
Yeah.
That this, I could actually buy the same frame.
In 2 shapes.
In the same shape.
Yes, same shape.
But different color palettes. And I mean, check this out.
It seems
the same frame, just the difference in color
makes
takes it to a whole different dimension altogether.
Exactly.
And wow.
And learning yourself or learning to know yourself in terms of your eyewear selection. What does light colors do to me? What does dark colors do to me? What do I like in what area of my life? And is the one a softer approach? Is the one a more bolder approach to a meeting, for instance? But I've got 2 in the same shape but just in a different color and it changes the feel.
And that's a completely different perspective to have as an optometry practice in how we're approaching the patients, because we have this thing that you cannot buy 2 of the same thing, and yet with everything else you can. Exactly. It makes no sense, right? Exactly. That why are we not doing the same thing when it comes to glasses? You can buy 2 jeans that are blue, but they both have a different type of tone blue. So why is it that a person can't buy exactly 2 of the same frames? Exactly. And you put a different coating on this, which is
one transition, one clear.
100%. Yeah. And the visual experience will be completely different on both and yet still be great. And the
purpose for both can
check this out.
Be specific.
If you're a guy, I will definitely recommend, look at this. I just showed you guys 4 different frames. And you could actually get to a point where your patients are buying 4 different products in a year cycle.
Because they can't say no to all the fabulous.
100%. It's just a matter of how you educate your patients, how you communicate with your patients. And remember, patients buy you before they buy what you have to sell them. If you establish a good trust relationship between yourself and the patient from the onset, from the time they walk into your practice, when they trust you, it's easier for them to go with whatever that you're going to recommending for them. And just by showing 4 different products that are unique, different, someone will just say, oh, these are all just different round frames, but they're not. We just showed you guys the value that exists in each and every single one of these frames. So change how you're approaching the patient, because it's going to elevate the the results that you're going to experience from your patients. All of a sudden, you're testing them or you're examining their eyes every 2 years or every year, but they're buying 4 different pairs of frames for you in 1 year. That's next level. That means you're going to get to a point where every 6 months, patients are investing in their eyes. It's no longer my medical aid can pay for this or my medical aid cannot pay for that. They're making a plan to invest in themselves. So until the next great episode that we had, this is very fun. I'm learning a lot as we're doing this, and so I'm excited for this journey. Actually,
you look great in our glasses.